The wind blew softly through the quiet cemetery as a small boy slowly walked between the rows of gravestones, clutching a tiny bouquet of wildflowers in his worn gray gloves. His clothes looked old and slightly torn, and his blue knitted beanie barely covered his messy blonde hair. Every step he took seemed careful, almost respectful, as if he knew this place was sacred. The boy could not have been older than 7. Yet his eyes carried a sadness far deeper than a child his age should ever know. In his small hands were purple and yellow flowers he had picked from the roadside. They weren't perfect, but he held them as if they were the most precious gift in the world. Finally, he stopped in front of a simple gravestone. The letters carved into the stone read, "Emily Carter, loving mother." The boy knelt down slowly, brushing a few fallen leaves away from the stone before gently placing the flowers in front of it. His voice was soft, almost like a whisper carried away by the wind. "Hi, Mom. I brought you flowers again today." For weeks, this had been his routine. Every single day after school, the little boy came to the cemetery. Sometimes the flowers were daisies, sometimes they were tiny purple blooms he found near the road. But no matter the weather, rain, cold wind, or burning sun, he never missed a day. What the boy didn't know was that someone had begun noticing him. Parked near the cemetery entrance that afternoon was a sleek black car worth more than most houses nearby. Inside sat a man in his late 50s, dressed in a perfectly tailored suit. His name was Victor Langston, one of the richest businessmen in the city. Victor had only come to the cemetery to visit his own brother's grave, but something unusual caught his attention, the small boy who appeared there day after day. At first, Victor watched quietly from a distance, curious why such a young child kept visiting a grave alone. But today, something made him step out of the car and walk closer. Victor stopped a few feet behind the boy, careful not to disturb him. The child was speaking softly to the gravestone, telling his mother about school, about how he tried to finish his homework even though the lights in their apartment sometimes stopped working, and how he saved half his sandwich from lunch because he thought she would like it if she were still there. Victor felt a strange tightness in his chest as he listened. The boy spoke with such innocence, such love, that it made the wealthy man feel something he hadn't felt in years. Slowly, Victor's eyes moved to the name on the gravestone. The moment he read it, his entire body froze. Emily Carter. The name hit him like a sudden storm. His hands trembled slightly as memories from decades ago rushed back into his mind. Emily Carter was not just a stranger, she was someone Victor once knew very well. Someone who had once saved his life when they were both young and struggling. But years ago, their paths had separated, and Victor had never seen her again. Victor looked at the boy again, studying his face more carefully now. The blonde hair, the blue eyes, something about him felt painfully familiar. His heart began pounding faster as a possibility formed in his mind, a possibility that made his breath grow heavy. Could this child somehow be connected to Emily? The boy finished placing the flowers and gently touched the gravestone. "I miss you, Mom," he whispered. That simple sentence struck Victor deeper than any business loss or financial crisis ever had. For a man who owned skyscrapers, private jets, and companies around the world, he suddenly felt incredibly small standing in that quiet cemetery. Slowly, Victor stepped forward. The crunch of gravel beneath his shoe made the boy turn around in surprise. Their eyes met for the first time. The child looked cautious but polite, as if he had already learned to be careful around strangers. Victor knelt down slightly so he wouldn't appear intimidating. His voice was softer than he expected when he spoke. "Those are beautiful flowers," he said gently. The boy nodded shyly. "My mom likes them." Victor swallowed hard, glancing again at the name carved in stone. Then he asked the question that could change everything. What was your mother's name?" The boy pointed quietly at the gravestone. "Emily Carter." Victor felt the ground beneath him shift. 1,000 thoughts rushed through his mind at once. If this boy truly was Emily's son, then fate had just brought him face to face with a past he never expected to see again. And what Victor Langston decided to do next would shock the entire town. But before the story continues, take a moment to subscribe to the channel and join a community that believes even the smallest acts of kindness can change lives forever. Because sometimes, the most powerful stories begin in the quietest places, just like this one in a peaceful cemetery where a poor little boy brought flowers to his mother every single day.